Hello, hello, am I audible? Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we were discussing the course objectives and course outcomes of our syllabus, which is nothing but the subject industrial engineering. So, let us now discuss the course contents of the subject. Unit number 1 is nothing but the introduction to industrial engineering and productivity. Here, we are going to discuss definition and role of industrial engineering. Then we will be discussing types of production systems. Then we will be discussing organization structure. Then functions of the management. So this will be the part A of our unit number 1. Secondly, in the part B of this particular unit, we will be discussing measurement of productivity. Here, the factors which are affecting the productivity that we will be discussing. Then, productivity models we will be discussing. Then, productivity models and index, that is what we will be discussing. Here, on the same topic, we will be asked numericals on this. So, we will discuss these numericals. Then, productivity improvement techniques we are going to discuss. In the productivity improvement techniques, we will be having 5S. In the productivity improvement techniques, we are going to discuss 5S, Kaizen, TPS, Kanban, JIT. These topics we are going to discuss at the end of this particular unit. If you see the unit number 2, which contains work study. In the work study, we have definition of the work study, then what are the objectives and scope of the work study, what are different human factors in the work study. That is what we will be discussing. In the second part, we will be discussing method study. In the method study, we will see definition of a method study, objective of a method study, and scope of a method study. Then work content, what exactly work content is there in the method study, activity recording in the method study, and exam aids for the method study we will be discussing. Then charts which we use to record the different moments that we will be studying in the same unit. In this, we will be discussing operation process charts, flow process charts, tribal chart, two-handed chart, multiple activity charts, principles of motion economy, classification of movements, SIMO chart, and lastly, micro motion study. Then in the last part of this particular unit, we will be discussing definitions and installation of improved method, brief concept about synthetic motion studies. Here we will be discussing introduction to the value engineering and value analysis. In the lateral part of this the subject, and in the third unit we will be discussing work measurements. Work measurements, we will be discussing definition, objectives, and its uses. Work measurement techniques, that is what we will be discussing. Then work sampling. In the work sampling, we will see what is its need, its confidence level, sample size determinations, random observations which we had conducted. Then conducting study with the simple problems for the work sampling that we will be studying. Next, time study. In the time study, we will see its definition, time study equipment, selection of job, steps in the time study, breaking jobs into elements, recording of the information, rating, and standard rating, standard performances, scales of the ratings, factors which are affecting the rate of working, allowances, and standard time determination we will be discussing. Then we will be discussing the numericals on the PMTS and MTMs, and we will have the introduction of most. This is what will be the syllabus for the in-semester examination or for the your theory examination, proposed theory examination. Then if we see the fourth unit, that is nothing but the production planning and control. So in the production, what we will see the introduction and types of production system. Okay, need and functions of production planning and control. Then aggregate production planning, capacity planning, ERP we will see. Then modules, master production schedule we will be seeing, MRP and MRP2 that we will discuss. Then in the next part of this particular unit, we will be seeing forecasting techniques. In that, casual and time series models, moving average, exponential smoothing, trends and seasonality, numericals on the seasonality. That is what we will be seeing. Demand control strategies, just like MTO, MTA, MTS, that we will be observing. Then we will be having introduction to supply chain management and its basic terminology that we will be discussing. In the next unit, that is unit number 5, we will be discussing facility design. So in this particular unit, we will be discussing plant location. So in this plant location, what is the need and factors which influencing plant location? Then plant layout. What are the objectives, principles of plant layout? What are the different types of plant layouts that we will be seeing? Then introduction to the assembly line balancing and layout parameters to evaluate that we will be seeing. In the next part of this particular unit, we will be observing the material handling. What are the objectives of material handling? Relation with the plant layout, principles, types and purposes of different material handling equipment, selection of material handling equipments that we will be discussing. Then inventory control and its management we will be see. Here in this particular type, we will be observing types of inventories, need of inventories, basic terminologies of the inventories, then what are the different costs, inventory models, basic production models, with and without storage and discount that we will see. Then we will see ABC VED analysis. So that is what is about unit number 5, which is nothing but the facility design. Unit number 6 is engineering economy, human resource, and industrial safety. So in this, first part is introduction to costing, elements of cost, then break-even analysis. Here in this break-even analysis, we will be discussing the different numericals on it. Then introduction to debit and credit note. That is what we will be discussing. Financial statements in which profit and loss account and balance sheets will be there. Different techniques for evaluation of capital investments. That is what we will see. Human resource development we will be seeing. Different functions, manpower planning, recruitment, its selection, training that we will be observing. Concepts or KRA, key result areas that we will be discussing. Performance appraisal, self superior peer 3600, that is what we will be seeing. And the last, industrial safety and safety organizations, safety programs that we are going to observe. Term work you have already submitted, so we will not be going to discuss this term work part. So that is for this. Okay, in the next lecture we will start the first unit. Thank you so much. All the best.